hose here, get all set up. Alright, here's how we get started. Just grab a stainless steel blowpipe. Just a big straw. How are you?
Doing okay, how about you?
Good, good.
Just don't grab it by the end, right?
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so I'll just gather a little bit of glass out of here. We're just going to let this round up a little bit, kind of cool down. They call this air marbling. It's just kind of letting nature take its course. So by rolling it, I'm kind of fighting the effects of gravity. By angling it, I'm letting gravity kind of do its thing, stretch it out a little bit, but still trying to keep it round. And now let's put a little air into it. So just put the air into the pipe, put my thumb over the end. When the heat gets to it, it'll make it expand. You see a bubble come out of the end of the pipe here. Like it should. Just like so. Okay, so I'm just going to get this newspaper back here. I've got some folded up newspaper. I just get it wet, and this is going to help me shape the glass a little bit later on. Right now I'm just making sure it's nice and wet back there. Now I'm going to take this bubble, we're going to go right back into that molten glass. We're going to color it up with some really densely colored pulverized glass that I've got over here on the marber. This stuff's called frit. And as I roll the molten glass across it, it's just going to stick right to the surface just like that. So there we go, there's one pass. I'm going to melt this color in. We're going to go back over there and get another coat of both the black and red. Then we'll do a third coat of that red just to make sure everything's going to stay nice and rich as we blow this piece out, because it's going to be a lot bigger than it is right now. And I don't want that color to kind of thin out, get kind of washed out. So I'm using transparent colors here, and they do turn a little bit opaque as I go through the process. But for the most part, they kind of act like a watercolor. The transparent color. My opaque colors would be more like an oil paint or a pastel. But these watercolors, if you get them too thin, it just looks really washed out. Okay, so let's just smooth this back end out one time. We'll go into the red one more time. There we are. That should be good for our colors. Now we're just going to melt that in, and we're going to bring it back to the bench. That's my little workstation there. And on the far end you can see a bucket. That's full of water, and there's some handles sticking out of it. Those are wooden blocks. They're essentially little molds, kind of an egg shape. And those are going to let me get a basic shape onto the glass, which is perfect for putting air into and gathering more glass over. So let's bring this right back here. I'm just going to give it a quick touch with this tag, get a little bit of the glass that's on the blowpipe off. And anything that's on the blowpipe we aren't going to be able to utilize later in the process. So I just want to make sure the majority is off the pipe there. Squeeze it off a little bit more. And then we're just going to round it up with that block. And you can see it just accepts the shape of whatever you put it in right there. Now we're going to puff some more air into it. Same as before, a little blow and cap. I just put air into the pipe, put my thumb over the end. When the heat gets to it, it expands. And right there, blow the bubble out again. So now that I've got that blown out, we're just going to kind of shape it up and cool it down all at the same time with this wet newspaper. Get it ready to put some more glass onto the surface. glass is still cooling down. Everything looks kind of orange, but I promise it is red and black. What's going on right here is a phenomenon known as black body radiation. So anything, if you get it up about 2,000 degrees, turns bright orange. Wood, metal, glass, it all looks pretty much the same at that temperature. But as I cool it down, you can see it go right back to those dark colors. So we're just going to give it a little more air. This glass cooling looks a lot like paint drying, and that's no fun. Alright, so I think we got it cool enough now. We're going to come right back over here to the glass furnace, 2,100 degrees Fahrenheit. Plunge the whole end of this blowpipe into that molten glass and spin. And that's what's going to give me my material so we can actually make this vase the right size. So now you can see I've got a good mass of glass on here. So we'll bring it right back to the bench. I'll take my block, just got one that's a little bit larger than the last one we were using, and we can shape up a little bit of that molten glass. So at this point I can really shape up just the clear glass that we've put on there, because that internal bubble is still pretty well frozen. Now it's starting to thin out. So this thing's going to move around a little bit more, and I'm actually going to change the shape of the interior bubble as well as the molten glass that's on the exterior every time I touch it with the tool. We'll just fine tune that a little bit with this wet newspaper and get it ready to put some more air into. Sorry about the smoke, guys. On a fresh newspaper, sometimes it gets a little crazy. Okay, so now we need more heat. I need to get everything even again. We spent a lot of time putting cold blocks of newspaper on here. That really sucks a lot of the heat right out of the piece. So I'm also hooking up a blow hose, because our next step is going to be to actually stretch this piece a little bit using gravity, put a little bit of air in using this hose, and then we'll make a constriction line up at the top where I'll be able to break this piece off with a blowpipe a little bit later. So now we've got a good amount of heat in here. We're going to let this stretch out a bit as I put this constriction line in up at the top. And we'll get ready to puff some more air into it. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit more heat on this. It's just going to give me a little bit more length. And then we're going to pump out the bottom, because we're making that Mickey vase right there. And you can see how the bottom of it is bigger around than the top. So what we're going for here is to make something that looks kind of like a light bulb.